Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. So to begin my series of introduction to machine learning videos, this particular video would focus on introducing you to machine learning, specifically supervised learning. And so I believe that most of us have actually seen how emails are being able to be grouped as spam and not spam emails. But have you for a second thought about what actually is going on behind these things? Also, have you also bought a book on Amazon or any of the shopping online shopping sites? Then you realize that anytime you buy a book or an item, you get some other recommendations for you. And these recommendations they actually make most often are similar to the items you bought, and sometimes even within the same price range. Or even on YouTube, when you watch a certain video, you realize that they begin to recommend other videos for you. So this is just an example of my YouTube channel where I get to listen to a lot of songs. So they actually recommend songs similar to what I listen to most often. How about using Google Maps? I just keyed in from Tamale to Accra in Ghana. Then you realize that Google Map is able to give you information on the distance in time from Tamale to Accra, whether you're going by a car, that's your personal car, or you're going by bus, or you're walking or using a bicycle or even a plane. Is this not really amazing? And do you know what really goes on in all of this? For those of us who are often or usually use Uber as well, so this actually is an Uber trip from Accra Mall to La Palm Royal Beach. Uber is also able to give you information on your estimated time of arrival. They are able to give you information on the price you have to pay. And even sometimes they're able to tell you if there's actually jam on the road or not. Well, if you answered yes to any of these, then I believe that you have actually used a machine learning integrated software before. Now, what actually is machine learning? I guess that there has been a whole lot of fields going out around there's been a whole lot of fields around about machine learning, and lots of students, software engineers, electrical engineers, they are all curious actually about knowing about machine learning, and thus enrolling in different online programs with the whole hype around the field. So generally, machine learning is a subdomain of artificial intelligence, and where artificial intelligence actually is just programming machines to be able to mimic human intelligence. So machine learning actually focus on making machine learn from data such that when you give them an unseen data, they are able to give you predictions based on the historical data that they learned from. Now, deep learning actually is a subdomain of machine learning, and that is focused on the neurons. It actually uses how the neurons of the human brains work. So generally, this video would machine learning actually can be broadly categorized as supervised, unsupervised, and then reinforcement learning. But for the purpose of this video, I would focus on the supervised learning. So to explain supervised learning, I just took a toy example of price of houses in Ghana, like predicting price of houses in Ghana. Please note that these columns and what have used are not actually the actual information on the ground. This is just a toy data set. So given that you have information on the number of bedrooms, the location, the garage, and the price of the house, you are interested in being able to learn from this data what actually the price of a house is, given the fact that when you get a new data point which you don't know the price, you can use the number of bedrooms, the location, and garage to know the price. So in this particular data, the price of the house is what we refer to as the dependent variable, the target as well. Any of them, you can call the price of the house as the target or dependent variable in machine learning. Whereas the garage, the location, and number of bedrooms are referred to as the independent variables. So now you are interested to know the price of the house. So if you are given a data where you already know the dependent variable, and you just have to learn from the data, the independent variables and the dependent variable, then we can call this problem a supervised learning. However, supervised learning can actually also be grouped into supervised classification and then regression problems. So in this particular case, the price of the house, that's this particular label, that's the price of the house, actually are continuous variables. And once you have these as continuous variables, then this problem actually is a regression problem. Whereas the case where you have the price of the house or this particular label given as discrete, then we call this a classification problem. I have therefore created another example of a classification problem to give you a better understanding of this. Let us say that you were given a mixture of fruits, that's oranges and mangoes, and you want to create a model or you want to create a function such that when you give it a new fruit, it's able to tell you that this fruit actually is an orange or it's a mango. So this is the nature of data you have. So it's either the fruit is an orange or a mango. You can actually have this green line as a separator, that's your function or your model, to separate this such that any fruit that you calculate and it falls on this side, that's on my left, where the oranges are, then you say that this fruit is an orange. Otherwise, when it falls on the other side, then you say that this actually is a mango. So this separator actually is a model, a feasible model you can have. You could also have this black line, which also separates this data very well. So with this black line, you can actually use to tell a new data whether it's an orange or a mango. Same with the red one. So you have all these three models, which happens to be feasible models that can actually divide your data or separate your data correctly. But the question here is, which of these would be a better model for your data? Could it be the green one, the red one, or the black one? So to recap what we have done so far, we have looked at what machine learning is. We have looked at the categories of machine learning, that is the supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. We have also looked at the other groups of supervised learning, that's regression and classification problems. So we would want to understand what are some of the existing machine learning algorithms that are actually in the supervised learning. So I have created a simple table that actually depicts this. So we have supervised learning, and on our left, we have the classification examples of algorithms for that. We have the logistic regression, decision tree, support vector machine, XGBoost classifier, naive Bayes classifiers, Gaussian discriminant analysis. And on the right, we have the regression, where we have examples of algorithms as well. We do have here the linear regression, the XGBoost regressor, the CADBoost, and random forest as well. In our subsequent videos, we'll take a look at each and every one of these algorithms as and when we go through, as and when I go through them. So please, if you enjoyed this video and learned from it, make sure you subscribe to my video below. Thank you very much and see you.